Assalamualaikum everyone. I hope you all are doing great. Well, students, today we are going to start reading from New Oxford Modern English for Level 3, and the topic is Dorothy Meets the Scarecrow. It is unit number 1 of your book. Before starting, let's take a look to the main characters of this chapter. Well, there is a young girl who's the main character of this chapter. Her name is Dorothy. She had a pet dog and its name is Toto. She was passing by a cornfield when she saw a scarecrow there. Okay, let's start reading. Dorothy walked along the road. It was made up of yellow bricks. When she had gone some miles, she needed to rest. She climbed to the top of the fence beside the road and sat down. Her dog, Toto, was also tired. He lay down on the ground by the fence. There was a large cornfield on the other side of the fence. In the field, there was a scarecrow. Okay, students, Dorothy was walking on the road made up of yellow bricks with her dog Toto. While passing by, she saw a scarecrow in the cornfield. Here, you have read a word fence. Fence. What is this word? Say it after me. Fence. Well, students, fence is usually made up of wood and this keeps an area closed off or protected. You must have seen it in the garden or yard or somewhere, right? Okay, Dorothy gazed at the scarecrow. Its head was a small sack stuffed with straw. Its face was painted on the sack. It had an old painted blue hat on its head. On its body, it wore a blue suit of faded clothes which had also been stuffed with straw. On its feet, there were some old boots. The scarecrow was tied to a tall pole. It was there to scare the birds and to stop them from eating the ripe corn. Well, when Dorothy saw the scarecrow, she noticed that it is a human-shaped figure which is filled with stuffed straws and it is tied to a tall pole to keep away birds from eating the ripe corn. Students, here you have read a word gazed. Gazed. Gazed means to look at something steadily, thinking about it or admiring it. While Dorothy was looking at the painted face of the scarecrow, she was surprised to see one of the eyes slowly wink at her. She thought she must have imagined it. Then the scarecrow nodded its head to her in a friendly way. Dorothy climbed down from the fence and walked up to it. Toto ran towards the pole and barked. Well, students, Dorothy was very surprised to see a scarecrow behaving like a human being, as it was stuffed with straws. No one can expect a stuffed straw structure start talking and nodding its head or winking its eye, right? That is why Dorothy was very surprised. Okay, surprised. Here you have read the word surprised. You can see this animated GIF in which Dorothy and Scarecrow both are surprised. Both are in wonder. Another word you have read in this paragraph is wink. What is this word? Wink. Wink means to close one eye. Another word is nodded. Nodded. Nodded means to move your head. You can see Jerry over here, a cute little Jerry from Tom and Jerry cartoon, and it's nodding its head, right? Okay, let's move forward. Good day, said the scarecrow. You didn't just speak, did you? Asked the girl in wonder. Certainly, answered the scarecrow. How do you do? I'm pretty well, thank you, replied Dorothy politely. How do you do? I'm bored, said the scarecrow. It is very dull being stuck up here night and day to scare away crows. Can't you get down? asked Dorothy. No, this pole is stuck up my back. Please help me get down. Well, students, Dorothy was very surprised to see that kind of scarecrow. So she actually asked, "Are you really talking?" Okay, students, let me give you an example. Well, what if one day you wake up and find out that all your toys started talking? Won't you be surprised? Well, yes, we will be, right? Same was the feeling of Dorothy. Then they talked with each other and Scarecrow asked for Dorothy's help to get down. Okay, students, here we have read a word politely. Politely means respectfully, in a well-behaved way, in a well-mannered way. Let me give you an example. For example, if you want a glass of water from your mother, right? Are you going to say, "Hey, give me a glass of water"? Or will you say, "Would you please give me a glass of water? Can you give me a glass of water, please? Would you mind giving me a glass of water?" Right? These are some words. By putting them in your sentences, you can make your sentence polite. You have to use these humble words. Okay, students? Oh, Dorothy reached up both arms and lifted the scarecrow off the pole. He was quite light because he was only stuffed with straw. She set him down on the ground. "Thank you very much," said the scarecrow. "I feel much better." Dorothy was so surprised to hear a straw man speak. The scarecrow stretched and yawned. "Who are you?" asked the scarecrow. "And where are you going?" "My name is Dorothy," said the little girl, "and I am going to the Emerald City. I am going to ask the Great Oz to send me back home to Kansas." Well, students, here you can see the picture. This picture is of Kansas. And let me tell you one more thing. Kansas is not only in the book, in the story, but Kansas is actually a state in US. Let's see whether Dorothy went back home to Kansas or not. "Where is the Emerald City?" said the Scarecrow. "And who is Oz?" "Why, don't you know?" she replied in surprise. "No, indeed, I don't know anything. You see, I'm stuffed with straw, so I have no brains at all," he answered sadly. "Oh," said Dorothy, "I'm sorry for you." "Do you think," he asked, "if I go to the Emerald City with you, that Oz would give me some brains?" "I don't know," she replied. "Come to Emerald City with me and Toto. You can ask the Great Oz for brain." "What if he doesn't give me one?" "You should try anyway," said Dorothy. "You have nothing to lose." Okay, students, when the Scarecrow asked Dorothy about Emerald City and the Great Oz, she was really surprised and thought, how could he not know that? But soon she felt sorry for him when he told her that he doesn't have any brain at all. When Scarecrow asked Dorothy whether the Great Oz would give him any brain or not, then Dorothy encouraged him to just try at least. She said, "Try, because you have nothing to lose, right?" "That is true," said the Scarecrow. "You see, I don't mind my legs and arms and body being stuffed because I cannot get hurt. If anyone treads on my toes or stick a pin into me, it doesn't matter because I can't feel it." Dorothy listened carefully and nodded. She was amazed to see the Scarecrow walking and talking. "But I do not want people to call me a fool. And if my head stays stuffed with straw instead of with brains, as yours is, how am I ever to know anything?" Well, students, the Scarecrow told Dorothy that being stuffed with straws is not that bad thing. Like in this case, no one would be able to hurt him. But if I won't have any brain, then people will call me a fool, and I don't want this to happen. Okay, students, in this paragraph, you have read the word hurt. Hurt means in pain. Here, you can see a picture of a boy. He has a wound on his knee and he is crying. It means He is hurt. Another word is tread. What is this word? Tread. Tread. Tread means step. You can see a girl here. She just treads her foot on the boy's foot, right? Well, we can also say that the girl tread on boy's toes. Okay, let's continue. I understand how you feel, said the little girl, who was truly sorry for him. If you will come with me, I'll ask Oz to do all he can for you. Thank you, he answered gratefully. Dorothy, Toto, and the Scarecrow walked to the fence. They climbed over it and started walking along the yellow brick road towards the Emerald City. Students, when Dorothy noticed that Scarecrow is still nervous, she gave him courage and said, "Hey, listen to me. You should give it a try and ask Great Oz for help. I will do everything I can for you." Okay, here you have read a word gratefully. Gratefully means thankfully. Okay, Toto sniffed around the straw man. He growled as if he suspected there might be a nest of rats in the straw. He was behaving in an unfriendly way because he did not know the Scarecrow. "Don't mind Toto," said Dorothy to her new friend. "He never bites." "Oh, I'm not afraid," replied the Scarecrow. "He can't hurt the straws, right?" Well, students, Dorothy was quite friendly, but Toto wasn't. It was being doubtful and barking at Scarecrow again and again and just sniffing around him. When Dorothy mentioned that it will not bite you, Scarecrow said, "It can't hurt straws and I am full of straws, right?" Okay, students, here we have read a word suspected. 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 Suspected means doubtful. Another word is sniffed. Sniffed. Okay, here you can see a puppy. It's sniffing. Sniff means smell. It's not about being smelled. It's about taking smell. See, you can see what dog is doing, how he is sniffing. We usually use it for animals, but in this chapter for Toto, the writer has used he. That is why I am consistently using he. But genuinely, we use it for animals. Okay, come back to point. The next word is growled. Growled. Growled means barked angrily. Here you can see a dog and puppy barking. Or should I say growling? Right? Okay. "Toto, be nice," said Dorothy to her dog and bent down to pet him. Then she picked up her basket and they began walking again. "Do let me carry that basket for you. I shall not mind it, for I can't get tired," said the Scarecrow. "I'll tell you a secret," he continued. As he walked along, "there is only one thing in the world I am afraid of." "What is that?" asked Dorothy. "Is it the farmer who made you?" "No," answered the Scarecrow. "It is a lighted match." Well, students, Scarecrow helped Dorothy in carrying her basket because he never gets tired, right? Okay, and Scarecrow said to Dorothy that "I am frightened of only one thing in the whole wide world, and that thing is not farmer, as you suspected. That thing is actually a lighted match, which can convert me into ashes." Okay, well, students, I hope you all have understood this chapter well. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to read this chapter again, because in next video we will be doing comprehension of this chapter. Okay, students, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.